spirit of the North Coast. This is Redwood News at 5.
Good evening and thanks for choosing Redwood News. I'm John Kennedy O'Connor. Many of you here on NBC3 and Redwood CBS just listened to President Biden address a nation gripped by gun violence, urging action by Congress. It comes just a day after a gunman killed 4 people at a Tulsa, Oklahoma hospital and on the heels of other recent mass shootings in Texas and New York. We have team coverage this evening with our Samantha Manning and beginning with our Isabel Rosales.
Fear and panic. Yet another mass shooting in America. This time at a hospital campus in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
It was complete chaos as people ran out.
A shooter opening fire Wednesday. Police say he killed 2 doctors, a receptionist and a patient.
This terrible scene. It's awful. It's sad.
A major update from Tulsa's police chief, who says the shooter targeted this doctor who performed back surgery on him, blaming him for ongoing pain.
We have also found a letter on the suspect which made it clear that he came in with the intent to kill Dr. Phillips.
And according to 3 federal sources, the gunman bought the AR-15 style firearm on the same day as the shooting. Meanwhile, in New York, the 18-year-old indicted in last month's racist supermarket shooting, appearing in court Thursday, pleading not guilty. All this as the tributes pour in. And new details emerge out of Uvalde, Texas. The mayor says a negotiator tried to call the killer. It's contrary to training, calling for officers to immediately confront active shooters.
I think the truth will come out, and if we made mistakes, we'll own those mistakes.
Inconsistencies shadowing the police's response as Americans look on and ask, how did this happen?
You can't even go to a store. You can't even go to school. Now you can't even go to the doctor.
In Washington, Isabel Rosales, Redwood News.
We've been here before. Republicans argue that Democrats have rushed this gun control legislation, while Democrats say Congress has waited too long to act. And while it likely will get the support needed to pass in the full House, the bill's chances in the Senate are slim.
Just hours after a shooter opened fire at a Tulsa hospital, and more than a week after a gunman killed 19 kids and 2 teachers at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, Democrats in the House made an urgent push to pass gun control legislation.
Look at the faces. These are not class graduation pictures. They're dead children.
The proposals link several different gun control measures together. It raises the minimum purchase age to 21 for certain rifles and shotguns, and aims to prevent gun trafficking. It also requires all guns to be traceable. Republicans on the panel called it a one-size-fits-all approach that violates the Second Amendment.
The Democrats have rushed to a markup today in what seems more like political theater than a real attempt at improving public safety or finding solutions.
It has been 23 years since Columbine, 15 years since Virginia Tech, 10 years since Sandy Hook. Too soon? My friends, what the hell are you waiting for?
Republicans on the committee instead called for lawmakers to focus on improving mental health treatment and beefing up school security.
We can take action to make our schools more secure.
And bipartisan negotiations in the Senate, meantime, are also ongoing about gun control legislation. And both parties say there has been progress. It's still unclear, though, if there will be enough support in the Senate for it to pass.
In Washington, Samantha Manning, Redwood News.
Back here on the North Coast, a Humboldt County jury finds a man guilty of second-degree murder for a 2016 Hooper killing. Jurors deliberated for 3 days before returning their guilty verdict earlier today against 31-year-old Gerald Sotolongo. They convicted him of stabbing another man to death in front of the Hooper Mini-Mart in February 2016. Sotolongo had maintained he killed the victim in self-defense, but the jury foreman said the panel didn't believe him. He faces 15 years to life in prison when sentenced later this month. The CHP today is confirming that a Eureka man has died and a Eureka woman was injured in a traffic crash over in Trinity County. That deadly crash taking place yesterday afternoon along Highway 299. Investigators say that vehicle ran on the side of the road, down an embankment and into the Trinity River where it was submerged. The 61-year-old Eureka man driving the car was pulled out of the water by nearby rafters, but he later died. The 39-year-old woman passenger managed to free herself and swim to shore. The names of the pair haven't yet been released. There's been another death due to COVID-19 here along the North Coast to tell you about. Del Norte County announced that death in its first COVID report since the Memorial Day holiday period. That individual who had died had been hospitalized and raises the pandemic death toll to 50 in Del Norte County. As of now, there are no other hospitalizations. The number of active cases as of today is at 82, with 59 new cases tallied since last Thursday. Over the past 2 weeks, there have been almost 90 cases reported. As for Humboldt County, we brought you their weekly COVID-19 report yesterday. While there were no new deaths, there were 8 more hospitalizations and several hundred new cases occurring over the past week. Humboldt County election officials are busy gearing up for the June 7th election, which is now just days away. Officials are urging voters to cast their ballots, saying the ballot return so far is well below average. Of the 85,000 ballots mailed out to voters, only a fraction have been returned. Officials say voter turnout for primary elections is often low, but not as low as what they're seeing this time around.
We've been receiving vote-by-mail ballots in through the mail and through our drop boxes. It's been a low turnout so far. We've mailed out over 85,000 ballots to active registered voters in the county, and so far we've received back about 11,000, so that's just about 13%.
If you haven't voted yet, you can do so by dropping off your ballot at an official drop box location, or you can cast your ballot in person on Election Day, June 7th, at any polling location. With some of the highest gas prices in the nation occurring here along the North Coast, some may want to consider public transport. The City of Arcata and the Mad River Transit System want to make it easy for you. They are offering free bus rides for the entire month of June. Officials want more members of the community to use the public transit system frequently, so that's the impetus for the free rides offering. Officials say they want everyone to see that the bus system is a safe, affordable and environmentally friendly way to travel.
I am specifically riding the bus due to the free month of June opportunity. I normally either walk or ride my trike around locally downtown area as I live close to downtown, but I decided today I'd spend the day cruising around the greater Arcata environs and see where the bus goes and how it goes and where it could go and how I might benefit by taking public transit a lot more and not burning fossil fuels in my own individual car.
And while free bus rides are currently being offered through June 30th, the City of Arcata and the Mad River Transit System are considering extending the free rides through July. We'll let you know if they do. In our weekly focus on older Americans, the number of scams targeting seniors exploded during the pandemic. What steps are the FBI taking to safeguard the ongoing scam issue? We'll be right back. It's Thursday on Redwood News, which means we present our weekly series spotlighting older Americans called Age My Way. Today we examine a growing problem facing thousands, and that's elder fraud. As reporter Jeff Pegues shows us, the FBI is warning that the number of scams targeting Americans over the age of 60 is exploding.
3 years ago, Sherry, who asked us not to use her full name, got a phone call warning that her bank records had been found in a car that was loaded with illegal drugs. Did you believe them?
I went into a state of shock.
The caller told her that he was a DEA agent and he wanted cash, or else she was going to be in trouble.
All I can remember is sending money all over the country.
How much did you turn over?
Hundreds and thousands of dollars.
200,000?
Higher.
400,000?
Higher.
It was all a scam, like this one.
Every federal agent, they have to arrest you if I give the order to them.
FBI agent Ronald Miller, who was chasing the scammers, showed up to warn Sherry.
And you remember that first knock on the door?
Yes, I remember it well.
According to a recent FBI report, older Americans like Sherry were scammed out of $1.7 billion in 2021, a 74% increase in 1 year.
I was the target of an elder fraud scheme.
Even former FBI and CIA Director William Webster was scammed.
If it can happen to me, it can happen to you.
They're lonely, they're trustworthy, they believe it's legit.
How much of these scammers stolen?
In the investigation that I'm working currently, $10 million to date.
The scammers work overseas with U.S. collaborators who move the cash.
We are in the process of proceeding against you legally.
Financially, I'm ruined.
Right now, there are about 5,000 other Sherrys out there, and only a few arrests have been made. Jeff Begays, CBS News, Chesterfield, Virginia.
And weather is next. We'll be right back. 7 decades in the making. Queen Elizabeth II stepping out onto the balcony of Buckingham Palace to celebrate 70 years on the British throne, her Platinum Jubilee. By her side, her cousin, Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent. Below, fanfare, the kind of pomp and circumstance you'd expect from the royals. Other family members later joined her on the balcony, and 4 days of festivities are planned to celebrate her reign. Queen Elizabeth is the longest ruling monarch in British history and the first to reach a Platinum Jubilee. And don't forget, here in North America, she's also the Queen of Canada, the Queen of Jamaica, the Queen of Belize, the Queen of the Virgin Islands, the Queen of Bahamas. So some celebrations here as well.
Yeah, I would think that there's probably a big party out there.
I would think so too. But I think tomorrow they'll be talking about who wasn't on the balcony.
That's true.
We shall see. Thanks for joining us at 5. Dan, Maxwell and I'll be back at 6. See you then.
Take it easy, everybody.